Hello everyone, my name is Natasha Caren from Lumbasi TV and today we are here with...
David Ondieki.
Thank you so much, David Ondieki. Would you please tell us a bit more about yourself?
Thank you, Natasha, for having this time to sit and have a conversation. So, my name, as I said, is David. I'm a Kenyan citizen and coming from Ongatarongai constituents, Menengai West Ward. But currently, I'm a resident of Canada, a place where I've been, or I had called home for a couple of years, and married with grown children, and now here we are. And also, thank you for visiting my home.
Thank you so much. Would you tell us a bit more about your educational journey and career?
Yeah, thank you so much. I can tell you that my education career has not been easy. I started, from lower primary. We were not a family which was well off, so we had a lot of challenges from primary, from secondary, but God has it. At some point, we managed to make it, and I got the higher education, and I happened to have CPA, which that was my first course that I did. So I'm a CPA finalist. And then after that, I moved to the US, where I got a degree in accounting. I also got another degree in applied science and technology. After that, I never stopped because it was hard. From where I always yearned for education.
Yes.
So I almost became a career student. Then I went for another degree. I did my master's in business education, business administration, sorry.
Yes.
Then that was in the US. After that, I worked in the US for a while. Then I moved to Canada. Then I thought it was not enough. Then I went and did another degree in nursing.
Okay.
And that nursing is now what fits me or fits my family.
Thank you so much. That
Yes.
is very ambitious of you, and I'm so inspired already to see that you never gave up. You
Thank-
kept on going and going,
Thank you.
regardless of the situation. Well, thank you so much about the debrief on your educational journey. And now I would like to ask, how has it been for your journey career-wise?
Uh, it has not been easy, but again, I can say it has not been difficult.
Yes.
It requires determination and what your focus is. So initially, I've been an accountant. I did accounting, working as at the IDB Bank,
Okay.
Industrial Development Bank here in Kenya,
Oh.
for 4 years as an accountant. Then after that, when I moved to the US, I joined nursing. I did the applied diploma in nursing,
Okay.
which I worked as a nurse, a frontline nurse, for almost 4 years before I moved to Canada, where I did now a degree in nursing. And in nursing now, I've always been, I started as a frontline nurse. I kind of moved up the ladder. I became a nurse manager. I've worked as a manager within various hospitals within the province of Alberta. And finally, the last one, because in that career, I also moved and I worked as a health director.
Okay.
A health director in one of the First Nations we have in Canada, as much as we have the province of Alberta, but we have sub-governments or tribal governments. So in the tribal governments of the First Nations, I worked as a health director for 1 year, where I was able to work and support people because their level, their health, the situations which was there was not the very best because of the reserves where they come from. But in that, there are so many things as a person I was able to do and develop my career. And currently, now working in one of the major hospitals in in Alberta,
Okay.
whereby I serve people because my work, as a nurse or as a health professional is interacting with the people, and that has been something which has been fulfilling.
Okay, that's really amazing. As we're speaking, we get to know that we are talking to the president of Bamo organization. And would you like to tell us a bit more about Bamo? What is it? What inspired you? What is the history behind it?
Thank you so much, Natasha. On Bamo Foundation, I happen to be community oriented,
Okay, okay.
and I was raised by a mom who loved community work. Alikuwa anapenda kazi ya community, alikuwa anapenda kusaidia watu, women organizations, hii merry-go-round sawa mama.
Okay, nice.
So, but unfortunately we lost her.
Okay.
So, yeah, thank you. And in that process, during our memorial, 10th anniversary, we thought as a family that we have something, we create something which can be able to support or continue what she had started, the little things she used to do, na sisi tuendelee kusaidiana. So Bamo Memorial Foundation is a non-governmental organization, it's a charitable organization, it's not for profit, it's just a charity or a charitable organization which is there or which was created by us as a family so that we can be able to continue helping the community in our small ways. So right now, so far, we are helping, we are doing the best, but, and we'll continue to help the community using the Bamo Foundation. Thank you.
And I would like to say, you have mentioned about the history part, and we would like to know, as the people, what does Bamo do to us? What does it contribute to and the society?
Yeah, as I said, Bamo is more a charitable organization, and this charitable organization is local. It's a non-governmental here in Kenya, which is fully registered and operating legally.
Okay.
Now, this organization, as a charitable organization, we have what we call our core values and services. We're here to uplift the social and economic and the well-being of the people that we serve. First, we intend to start from the community that we live in, which is Menengai ward, then Rongai, Nakuru, and Kenya as a whole, so that we can be able to help the underprivileged people, and also those who are in that social low in the social order, because there are so many sufferings which are in place. We have also the youth who are maybe unemployed, the youths who are maybe in drugs, youths who are not engaged. Bamo is an organization which will be able to do some of those things or support in doing some of those things. Education awareness, health, and we have what we call poverty. We need to work as a Bamo Foundation. Bamo is going to has and will continue to do things which are going to uplift the living standards of the people of the community with the support of the Bamo volunteers, and hopefully the future donors will see that what Bamo is doing and maybe come in, so that all together we can be able to help the community. And as I said, this was our mama's motto, kusaidiana community. Na hiyo kazi ya kusaidiana community hiyo tutataka kuendelesha, na tuone that at least kila mtu ako lifted, ama ameinuliwa, ama amesaidika. Sometimes, as you know, that when you have a foundation like this or a charitable organization, it's not necessarily that people have the money or you have the money. It's more, what can you deny yourself so that usaidie na mtu yule mwingine na yeye ainuke kidogo. And I think that is basically our main thing: service to the community, service to the people that we intend to serve or we are serving.
Okay. At large, there's this rumor that you want to run for MCA come 2027, and could you please clarify the statement for all of us? We need to know. We are so, we really want to know.
Sometimes when I say rumors, rumors sometimes can be right or
Yes.
sometimes can be just
be
totally wrong.
Yes.
But before I talk about the rumors, the thing is, me as a person, I'm a community person,
Yes.
and my work is community oriented.
Yeah.
In fact, that one I can tell you, even my kids sometimes we have small fights about it because you find that many people come to my home. I hold small functions here for community and there. So people, my children, are like, Daddy, so sometimes you are too much now. We need space. But I love that because for me, it's that value you get in you
Yes.
as a community person, a person, na ile service unapeana, and that social touch with the people.
Yes. Yes.
That's very important to me. And as I've been doing the Bamo work, I've moved around the Nakuru area. I moved around the constituents, and in fact, I've moved into other parts of Kenya where it has done one or two things.
Okay.
And this time round, when I came over, I've done before we have done a few medical camps or a few things here and there.
Yes.
But now this time around, when I came over, I've been seeing people coming to me. I meet people around on the road here. A few people who have come here and say, hey, we see the work you do.
Yes.
You have been doing, and some have read that at some point I ran as a member of parliament in Canada.
Okay.
And they're like, why can't you come and run here
And bring
and
the love
help
home.
us,
Yes.
bring the love home,
Yes. Yes.
bring your leadership. We see that you're not a bad person, but
Yes.
I don't know if I'm a bad person or not, but it's what people tell
It's
you,
what people tell you, yes.
So on that in that account, they have been like, okay, I think maybe you can bring your community service, you can bring it in another way,
Yes.
so that you have that platform and be able to support us and help the community
Yes,
more.
yes,
So they have been asking, maybe can you run as an MCA or run as an MP?
Okay.
But I'm like, maybe no, not now.
Yes.
But it's what you people tell me. Tell me if you want me, if you feel that my work is worthy,
enough, yes.
is good enough, then I can consider it. I'll not say no, nor will I say yes now, but I'll say that if the people want at some point, then I can make that decision. But for now, I can do wide consultation and make sure that really people are not saying it because maybe of the small things I've done, then they, but I also want to do it because I know I love community.
Yes.
I love community work.
Yes.
I love to see everybody uplifted. And maybe if I get a chance that I can be in a position of power,
Yes.
where I can be able to influence and even maybe the things I've done in Canada,
Yes.
because I've done a few things here and there in community-wise. If I can be able to bring them over here and the people say, yes, come in, we accept you,
Yes.
we want you to be our MCA, then I will not say no.
Well, you've heard it from our president.
Yeah.
Now the ball is on your court, guys. Please come in with your comments. Come in and tell him we need him, because I think we need people who really have that touch to the community. And as we've had, he has more than that, and he has experience, very wide experience. And on that note, I would like to bring up this point where I have seen that you have been a leader in different capacities in Kenya and out, and I would like you to give us a little, give us a clue of what went on that period when you were, getting into those seats and all that. Tell us more.
Yeah, thank you so much, Natasha. And on leadership or being community is not something maybe which I've started now. Wherever I've been, I've always wanted to be with the people. I like being close to the people. I'm a social person.
Yes, okay.
And with that, like where I live now in Canada, in Alberta,
Yes.
we started the Kenyan Association, which is a Kenyan community organization,
Okay.
which I've happened to be the president since 2018.
Oh, that's a long time.
And I know it has been a long time,
Yes.
but we had elections last year,
Okay.
and I managed to again to be re-elected as the president.
That says so much. If they're going to bring you back, that says so much about you.
But this time around, I think I have said maybe it's enough.
Okay.
I might not run again,
Okay.
so that I can concentrate in doing other community work,
Yes. Yes.
and also do more on Bamo, whereby helping the community in the charitable ways,
Yes.
but also as a community leader in the Kenyan community. Other than that, we also have our local community organizations, which I belong, like the Abakusi community, which I happen to be. I'm a member of the Abakusi community,
Yes.
and also I'm the chair of the Canadians, the black people of Canada. So I'm the chairman.
Yes.
It's an organization also which we started, and it has been helping our people in one way or another,
Okay.
also to fight for justice, to fight for equity, and also to fight for inclusiveness.
Okay.
And so these are the things which I've been doing. And one thing I can say that what inspires me is that when we are together as a community, we do things which impact many. For example, I can say that by being together as a Kenyan community, we have been able to gain or benefit or get matunda, naweza sema, tumepata matunda in one way that we used to have a community which was disgruntled. We used never to have services.
Okay.
For example, ungekuwa unataka passport ama ID,
Yes.
you had to travel to Washington or
Okay.
travel to Kenya
Okay.
to get the passport. You had to, kama uko na watoto kama 5,
I know.
you can multiply by 200, that's 1 million to come to Kenya to get your passport,
Very hectic.
which is very
Strenuous
hectic.
for people, yes.
Also, we have our children, Gen Zs. Sometimes who don't see the value. Why should I have an ID? Why should I have a
Why should
Kenyan
I spend that
money
much
to have a Kenyan passport?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But as parents or leaders,
Yes.
because also we think about Kenya,
Yes.
we know that if these children can have the Kenyan ID, can get their passports, they will eventually travel here and they will want to invest here in Kenya,
Kenya, which is home.
which is home.
Yes.
And in that way, our Kenyan, government will get benefit in one another
Yes.
through the exchange, the foreign exchange. And that's one thing the government or our embassies were not seeing.
Okay.
So we had to embrace, because we were together as a community.
Yes.
We were able to talk to them. Hey, this is who we are. We are a big community. Our children needs these documents. Us as a community, we need this document. We don't need to travel far.
All the way.
Why
Yes.
can't you bring the services home? But because of that one voice, as associations of Kenyans in Alberta,
Yes.
we were able to get consular services
Oh, okay.
in Alberta. So they were able to send people from here to come, which is cost effective
Yes.
than all the parents and people coming from there
back.
to come here.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's something which is also a benefit, an economical
And
benefit
it's also
to the
creating jobs to the people who are brought.
who are brought there.
Yes, yes,
And also even it also in one way it made also exposure to the people who come from here to come there,
come
and they
there.
give us the services.
Yes.
But that one is only possible with people being together,
Yes.
with people understanding that community
Is the main goal.
goal,
Yes.
and togetherness. If you are together as a community, there's nothing which you cannot do.
There's nothing you can do. Yes.
Yes.
You're stronger together.
You are stronger together.
Yes.
Thanks. Yeah.
Okay, that is really I'm just impressed. I'm getting more and more impressed. I hope you girls are too. And I have another question. I've heard you mentioned a bit of the Kenyan government, and generally there's a lot going on. There's a lot of heat in the political aspect in the country on matters health, on matters finances, on matters education. And from what we are getting from you, you have a very big heart to the people. And we won't say that the government is not delivering as much, and I would not want to get in there, but I would like to get your opinion on it, because you have experienced leadership, and you have just said that right now you have been reinstated again when the elections in,
in Alberta.
In Alberta, yes. And I'm like, for them to get you back, it means you're a very good leader, right? And with the situation in the government in Kenya, what is your opinion? What would you like to say?
My opinion about the current government,
Yes.
or the government in general, I'll say that broadly,
Yes.
not even with the current government, broadly as Africans or African government,
Yes.
I think we have the resources,
Yes, we do.
we have the human, the labor, the natural capital, we have it.
Yes.
But I think what we sometimes lack is just the management and the will of people doing what they say they want to do.
Yes, yes, yes.
So like the current government, they have done their best. They have done where they can. But I think sometimes they have overpromised.
Oh, yes, true.
Whereby where they have overpromised, then now they have not been able to do it. Then when you do that, then people will say, okay, you promised this and you have not done this. So sometimes even if you are doing your best,
Yes.
even if you have done the main things you have done,
Yes.
but you promised a lot,
which raised a lot of expectations
which raised
to
a
the
lot.
public.
Yes. Now those expectations have not been fulfilled.
Yes.
Then now you will find that people will say, oh no, this person,
Right.
they are not doing anything, they have not done it right. But again, our government, I think the only thing we lack sometimes is commitment and the service to people, or service to the people. We lack that one. You find that sometimes people do things, or once they get these jobs, let's say the ministers,
Yes.
once they get there, they do good things, like they were good before they got there.
Before they got there.
Once they get there, I don't know what happens.
Mtu ananunua TX after 1 week.
Unaanza umepata, uko na ndege,
Uh-huh.
uko na meli,
Yeah.
uko na sijui inaitwa Prado,
Luxury, and you forget
those luxury
Yes,
things.
yes.
And again, hizi luxury mnaonyesha watu in public. You just want to, opulence.
Yes.
And in this way, you find that now the people, the masses, even if the small things you have done,
Yes, they won't
asionekani. Unapata sasa kila mtu anasema huyo mtu anakula tu pesa, hajatufanyia kitu. So even the small things that you have done, they don't count.
They don't count so much.
So I'll say that for the current government, if it can just embark, and maybe redesign.
Yes.
I say yes, we did a lot of promises, but now what can we do now and tell the people, or the president, our President Ruto,
Yes.
who is a very educated guy, intelligent
Yes,
person,
very smart.
a very smart person, and I know he has the ability and the capability to redesign or redefine the promises or the manifesto he made, whereby he says now, we promised these things, but there we were not the leaders there. Because sometimes when you do things, leadership na kusema ni tofauti.
Yes.
We said this, but now we are here, we know what it is.
Yes.
Now let's concentrate on these maybe 3 things. We do now make sure education,
Yes.
everybody gets a free education. Ile Kibaki alianza.
Yes.
At least watoto wote, we know that no child left behind in education. We come to health.
Yes.
We say that now tulipromise vitu mingi, lakini we want to make the healthcare
We want to make the basics.
The basics.
Get accessible to the
we
people.
get the basics.
Yes.
At least access to education,
Yeah.
access to health, access to better environment,
And security.
and security, which is a major thing. and also there's access to housing.
Yes.
But my only problem with the access to housing is how the government has done it. You can make an environment whereby you improve the lives of people, then people, they can get their own housing which fits them. But not the government defining for them which kind of house you will stay in or you need to have. Because in that way also it brings a lot of corruption, it brings a lot of cartels, na inaleta lobbyist wengi ama na watu wengi, kila mtu anataka interest yake. So if we could just say that housing, yes, we need housing, but it should not be like a government initiated programs. Because now this government initiated program in housing, which can be good maybe for the less, but I don't think in this country, in Kenya, we are there yet where we can be able to provide housing for the general population. If it was maybe in Canada, in US, I can say that the governments can be able to do that. But here,
as per where we are,
we are not there yet. So we should be able to give health, we give education, then we give an environment, we provide jobs. We provide an environment for jobs, ndio watoto wapate kazi, watu wapate kazi, then now wachitafutie how do we live, at least to get that basic housing.
All right, so would you say that maybe you would prefer, instead of the government giving us this housing plan, maybe they would get industries for us instead, like they would build industries for us instead, because this would give jobs to the people, this would give income to the children of the children of the children.
In fact, you want to try it, because what we need is industries, is work, opportunities. Now once we get these opportunities, we can be able now to live in environments which are fair or which are good, and then as long as they provide the security. Because sometimes if you say that you want to provide housing for everybody here in Kenya, it's ni ngumu, ni mulima. It's very difficult because for one, there are those people who already have houses.
Yes, one. And like, it's like they're not counting them.
They are not counting them. Mi niko na nyumba yangu. Then maybe most teachers, most maybe let's say the civil servants, they have their houses. They have already taken loans. But now again, to build their houses, so they are paying their mortgages
to begin with.
And now you are telling them again, now here the housing, government housing, tunataka 2.5 sijui 2.5 or 3 levy again for housing. Housing for who?
And what wako nayo already.
You know, people they are already having. I know kuna wale hawana, but you know they are not even going to have those houses because they are not enough. Because watu ni wengi.
And chances are after they won't get to the right audience, as like zitapata other people
watu wengine. Like now I can tell you that you know, there are houses which maybe the government has built, has money to build. The people mama mboga na watu pikipiki, there's no way they're going to get the houses because it's like 300,000 or 400,000. So where are you going to get your mama mboga ama uuse hiyo sukuma yako mpaka ifike 400 ndio upate hiyo nyumba? So now you find that
a lot of other responsibilities to do.
Somehow with jobs they are the ones who are getting these houses. The government inasema inachengea wale wako chini ama mama mboga. So tukipata these houses we buy 4 or 5 which is happening, but people will not say that it is happening. Then unapata then unaanza kuuza. So whom are we making money for? We are making money for the people who already have. So we are not really taking care of this one. So me mambo ya housing, if I could advise, or if those who are responsible could listen, it's something, it's needed. But we are not there yet to provide housing for everyone.
So instantly.
Like let's concentrate on employment. Let's concentrate on the industries. Let's concentrate on having our children in school and getting the right education. Then mambo ya housing itakuja yenyewe.
Okay, that is very it's very thoughtful to have the thought, like to have the thoughts where you want to have the people get access to the basic things they need. Yeah, it's really thoughtful. And I would like to, come back at you with regards to whatever you've said right now. I am getting that the point that you're trying to give out is the government should focus more on action than words, right? And you, as Bamo, yes, as Bamo Foundation, what can you tell us? What have you done for us? What have you done for us as an organization?
Yeah, as an organization, as I said, it's an organization which is starting. Imeanza bado ni inatembea, haijaanza kutembea, bado inatambaa. But other with the kutambaa, we have managed to, I have volunteers here locally. I have people, maybe just to name the chair, there are many, like Elder Makori. I have coordinators like Willis. I have communicators like Maureen. I have people like Caren. And people like Elder Tinga. I have people like sometimes when you name people you might forget, but there are so many. There are so many,
There are
so many volunteers.
All of you feel tagged.
And since I've been here, in fact, there are so many people who have come and they want to join this organization. We have managed to do a few things. Maybe just to name a few is medical camps, which are indicated maybe from the word go, that we have done 2 medical camps. One we did last year, and we were able to help around 450 people.
That's nice.
We had 5 doctors, 5 clinicians, we had psychologists, and they were taken care of, given some were given free medications. There are a few who had complications, they were referred freely, because hata kuona daktari ni
consultation fee
is 2,000. So, but that day there was no consultation fee, whatever. Nice. So, and we thought that's one way, in a small way, of helping the community. So we did that. We have also done, we have these, the old, because we want to improve the economic or the social of the people. We have this, I can now say it's our father, this Mzee called Macleb. This Mzee we found, he was living maybe in the situation was not good, where he was, the condition. So we were able, as Bamo, to build for him a small, nice house, even with a bathroom inside, because he's an old Mzee. Right now he's 90.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so tulimsaidia tukafanya, and now he's living comfortably. And in fact, when I came here this time round, he was very sick. As a Bamo Foundation, we were able to get him from his home. We sent him to the hospital. He was taken care of. He had admitted, and that cost was taken care of by Bamo Foundation. Yeah, this guy has no family here, but from here I also want in that tumesaidiana kwenye tunaweza. But I want also to encourage, and I've gotten in touch with the chief. There's Chief Omondi, who is very influential and very, critical in this, and has been ensuring that this guy is safe and healthy. So now it's time that they start looking for maybe the relatives or where or how they can continue to sustain his well-being. Yeah, so kind of that's one of the things. And some of the things also we have tried to do is youth engagement. Yeah, Bamo has just recently we were able to sponsor one of the youth organizations or youth sports club. Yeah, they're supposed to be in a league, but they didn't have enough money to financial challenges to be able to register to be part of the league and continue their activeness or their sporting. So hapo we were able to come in and we rescued them and we were able to register them. So now very happy, at least now they can continue to play and be active. And this is one way, because in this help which we did is not only helping their activeness,
Yeah.
but also it's saving because they are youths.
They are youths and
It's
they're
making
idle.
them their idol. It's making them come out of what they do instead of maybe going kukunywa drugs
Yeah, because
ama kufanya hata vitu zingine.
Mm-hmm.
They have now this platform where they can come together as youths, play sports, be active, maybe get a chance to advise one another and see how they
can improve on life.
how they can improve.
I feel like that is very
in
amazing
life.
because as a youth, I would speak for me and speak for the others out there. It has been a crisis for us because majority of us have not gotten into the right spaces after getting the degrees that we had. We used to know that after studying, it's just studying and then you go. But unfortunately, due to the situation in the country right now, there's a very high level of unemployment and we're really suffering. And like most of us are very idle now, as you've said. And for you as Bamo organization to have this platform where you're calling out the youth to, and enabling them to participate in such events, such as sports, which is also good for mental health, if we just could mention randomly. But I feel like that is very amazing, and I would like to call out to more youths out there to trust this organization and come and be part of it and, get something to do and don't waste your life just sitting and waiting, and people like our presidents here are here and they're helping us. So please trust them.
Yeah. For sure. Also on that one, when we have like a strong organization, sometimes you can be able to relate or work with other organizations. So maybe we are not alone. So in this process of Bamo, because it's a foundation starting, but there are also other charitable organizations which we work together. But now, like currently, we are working with the administrator, one of the administration, which I'm not going to name who, to get the scholarship, or we have managed to get scholarships from the Danish government for children's grade, for some children 4 to 8, which something which is also helpful, and we'll continue. There are few children here, those we know that they are really poverty stricken or they cannot make it at all.
But they have the brains.
And they can, all they lack is the finances. As Bamo, with maybe partners, well-wishers, those who come in, once they see what the organization does, then we can be able to, because we know so many children like us have been traversing the area. I know there are so many children who are really needing to be in school or wanting to go in school, but they have financial issues. And we'll work so hard. We'll try and see how can we help them. And maybe as it came maybe for the question you asked, these are the things sometimes which needs to be done by the government. We have maybe the bursaries, either whether they are local bursaries, CTF, the national or federal scholarships or bursaries. Those are the things which needs to be given these people. Sometimes it doesn't need maybe this charitable organization to provide these. These are things which the government can provide, but sometimes it's the leaders. Maybe you don't have the leaders or the right people to follow up and or to know where the resources are and harness them to the people. Misplaced or sometimes there is no equity or fairness in the distribution of those bursaries. And so you find that maybe sometimes the rich or those who have
still benefits
are the ones who are getting these things without knowing who lacks this. And maybe this sometimes I will say that like these bursaries, this is where maybe organizations like this, like Bamo and others which are there, I think maybe they should be given an opportunity to vet, because I think they are more with the people. They know, they get there, so they know which people need these bursaries. So maybe they can work with these governments or the CDFs or with the MCAs, so that they work together in a way to identify the right people, for these who need these bursaries. Because sometimes we find, I have some examples where maybe people get 2-3 bursaries when they don't need,
and they already have the capacity to do that by themselves. But
then you find the person who really need it does not have even to get that form. Somebody tells maybe give me 100
I
shillings
know.
ndio nikuletee
Nipee
form.
form, ujue.
Sasa kama huna unataka
I
hiyo
know.
fees,
Unataka nitoe tena wapi hiyo
then
100?
unataka utoe hiyo 100
I
then
know.
but so sometimes it beats logic.
I know.
But
And
that's where also leadership is required. That's where transparency
yes,
na
yes.
ile kukua mtu wa watu. You know what is it that why am I when maybe I'm a leader or when I'm in this position, why am I there?
Yes.
Who am I there to serve? Because unapata saa zingine watu you get into leadership or you get into a position, then you find that you want to be the boss.
They
Instead of
forget that
being
the reason they came into this space to begin with was to help the people.
to help. And the
serve
people need to be the bosses.
Yes.
Ndio wakubwa. Lakini sasa wenye wamewekwa, they become the bosses. And now we become the servants. Instead of us as leaders, we need to be the servants to the people.
Yes.
And then learn how to be fair. Learn how to be equitable. Learn how to be fair. And I think if we do that, I think we can be able to lift the standards, the socio-economic, the health and the well-being of the people that we claim or we want to serve.
Yes, I understand fully. And I am so, again, I will say this word over and over and over again because I'm so impressed to get to know an organization which is very hands-on and unfortunately, the government has not been delivering to us so bad. And, other organizations also, even the NGOs, yes, they try so hard to really execute some of the promises and the plans they have for the people. But to get to get an organization rather, which really has that personal touch with the community is very special. It's very special. It's very unique. And I am just honored to be sitting here with, the president, the brains behind majority of what is going on. And finally, I would like to ask one random question. But in this life, there's so many factors that make life what life is. But what is the one thing that makes you feel fulfilled in this life?
For me, what makes me fulfilled is service to the people.
Okay.
Or what I usually call it community service. Community service is kind of my value, my core belief, my core, everything. If you are able to help your neighbor, your brother, your sister, or your community, I think that's the greatest satisfaction that I have. Because sometimes people ask me, why are you in the community? What do you benefit?
True.
Because they don't see the cash value, the fiscal value.
Yes.
But we have what we call the internal gratification or satisfaction, which you get from being being of service to the community. So me, it makes me feel satisfied, feel fulfilled, and also feel complete. And hiyo hata mtu aniambie nini, I don't think atanisongesha from there. So I love being of service to the community or service to the people. And now that also I've been in nursing now for a while, and nursing is engaging with the people, whether it is the children, the old and the seniors,
by the way you get to see
the sick,
variety.
You see people who are maybe who come to you who are sick, people who are very vulnerable. That's how you feel, that's humanity. It makes you like you want to serve, you just want to be there for them. And I think also my career has kind of helped me in doing or being now that community person and being of that service to the community because of what I do or what I see when I come in contact with the people who are not maybe selfless or defenseless, who are vulnerable and such so it kind of gives me that satisfaction.
Wow, that is so heartwarming. Well, unfortunately, we have come to the end of this interview, and I I lack words. I lack words for this session. It has been very, I've felt the touch of it. I've felt the emotion of it. And I am so inspired by Bamo organization as a whole. And with that, I would like to say thank you so much to David Ondieki for giving us this time, for inviting us to your home to ask you these nice questions and to give clarity and give us a clue or a bit of you to the people. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Natasha. I
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate. Thanks, Lumbasi TV,
Yes.
for this session, for finding time, and also for managing to highlight, what are the needs and the aspirations of the people. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Hello everyone, my name is Natasha Caren from Lumbasi TV, and today we are here with...
David Ondieki.
Thank you so much, David Ondieki. Would you please tell us a bit more about yourself?
Thank you, Natasha, for having this time to sit and have a conversation. So, my name, as I said, is David. I'm a Kenyan citizen, and coming from Ongatarongai constituents, Menengai West Ward. But currently, I'm a resident of Canada, a place where I've been, or I had called home for a couple of years, and married with grown children, and now here we are. And also thank you for visiting my home.
Thank you so much. Would you tell us a bit more about your educational journey and career?
Yeah, thank you so much. I can tell you that my education career has not been easy. I started, from lower primary. We were not a family which was well off, so we had a lot of challenges from primary, from secondary, but God has it. At some point, we managed to make it, and I got the higher education, and I happened to